Hey, good day, Joe here. It's Sunday. Excuse me. Um, 24th of August. August is almost over. Closing on September. I'm still not working. I had a couple interviews, but the problem is on the 14th. I don't know if I told you guys this. I can't remember when my last video was. My last doctor visit up in Cleveland on the 14th. Doc comes out and tells me, well, your surgeon wants you to take another 6 weeks off. I'm like, I can't take 6 weeks. I'm not you. I'm not making $350,000 a year. I'm making zero now. So they gave me light duty, which means no more than 10-pound lifting, which that limits my jobs. I've done the same basic thing for 32 freaking years. 16 at the previous job and 19 at this one. So it's like, come on, I fought with unemployment. I just reapplied a new claim. I sent them some notes, and they sent me a thing, an email today asking if I want to have a claim. So I said yes. And what else? I've been applying, and I think I got the jobs to actually show on my profile so they can see that. I hope so, anyhow. They're in my profile. I think they can see it. Because their website's not very clear and concise. But anyhow, the time I was in the hospital, and I shouldn't have done this, but I did, I got my last paycheck. Like a leftover paycheck. And I figured, unemployment's coming anytime now. And I got online, and I ordered a bunch of 3D print stuff and stuff like that. And I blew a lot of money. And I got a ton of wheels and tires and some other parts here too, I think. So anyhow, I was going to show you some of that stuff. So let's hold on a second here. Okay, well, some of it's from MCV. Some's from Texas. Some's from, what's the other one? I can't think of it now. Oh, it'll come to me here. VCG, that's it. But yeah, I just got these the other day. Let's do this. Where is it? Poof. Here we go, put some light on it. I ordered these wheels, and they're actually two-piece. The spokes are separate from the rim. And I ordered these, and I thought in the pictures they had tires, but they didn't. So I had to order the tires separately. They just came in the other day. So there's these, and there's big and littles of them. I ordered 2 sets. I don't remember ordering 2 sets, but I must have. But they're pretty cool. And I ordered some other ones here too. Kind of like almost like a Cobra style. Big and littles. I got these, well, there goes the hubcap. Oh, I caught it in my lap. Yay. This is the Ford style, like, truck wheel. I got a few of these. They're big and littles too, I think. I got the flipper hubcap things here. I got there's an engine in here. I don't even remember what half this stuff is. Oh, I got the 54 Ford grill. What else I get? I got some kind of like almost like a Dukes of Hazzard Vector style wheel and tire. These aren't the best. These are kind of crappy. I'm going to have to do some sanding on them. I got more wheels and tires here. Yeah, these are the like the Chevy type wheels. I don't know how well they're going to focus here. Geez, I got more and more and more. What's this one? This is the... Oh yeah, this is another Chevy type wheel. Oh, I can't remember what half of these are. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, you put this ring in here and you can make it deeper dish by pushing the wheel back in there. But yeah, I got quite a few. And then there's, I don't remember what I ordered from the hospital stay and what I ordered since or before, because this is just my 3D print collections. Yeah, I got these ones. These got a little separate hubcap. These are like 2 or 3 pieces alone. I got These were really small. I can't remember who I got these from, but kind of disappointed because they're really, really small. I'm going to have to save these for a small car. They're like a Krager type wheel. Nice separate tires, but they're extremely tiny. I'm like, what the hell am I going to put those on? They're not going to go on any mid or full-size car. I got some other assorted wheels, and I think these are MCVs. These are some nice Hallenbrand type wheel and tires with the pie crust slicks, and I got some wheels I already painted up and tires. So I got plenty of wheels and tires for plenty of projects, and like these are kind of small too, and I can't remember who I got these from. So if I do a nice compact car, I'll be set. But yeah, I got plenty there. I got tons. What else am I? And there's stuff I'm working on. Got a couple slot car bodies back here. I got bare metal the rest of this thing. I don't do glossy too often, but I did. I gotta finish this for one of my customers. I gotta black out the pan and weather it and do a few other things. Oh, and I bought these. The first set got lost by the post office because the one morning it showed that it was in Youngstown. I'm like, oh, okay. It should be in my post office down the road here later this morning because it arrived like at 4:30 in the morning. Well, later in the day, I go down the post office down the street. My P.O. box is empty. And I asked the girl, she goes, oh, yeah, I see that. She goes, okay. So she called down to the main post office and they had to do a hunt for it. In the meantime, I got back on eBay and told this guy, I said, hey, look, if I got to buy another set, I'll buy another set. It appears the post office lost the first set. And he goes, yeah, I see that. He goes, oh, don't worry about it. He goes, he just sent me out another set. So, hey, if you can, go to these guys and check them out. Very good people. What these are, and I see they're kind of limited, but I'm still probably going to use them. These are wheel adapters for resin wheels. Because some of the resin wheels are really hard to put on a regular kit at times. Let me grab a set here. Okay, a lot of them, you know, the back spacing is only so far out. And they have a giant hole that you can't put over, you know, other axles. But these, but see, that one's kind of small. Others, it fits perfectly. But I could also cut this down, this axle shaft down a little bit, and it still gives you some, let's do it this way. You know, it'll still give you a little bit of spacing. You know, or you can glue them on this way and put them onto an axle. So they give me something. They're only like $8 a set. So, you know, with shipping. So I got like 2 bags of them now. So hopefully those will work for one of the wheels, because mounting some of these wheels and tires to a normal kit, I like these 3D printed wheels, but I wish they would put a different backing that you could adapt AMT, MPC type backings or the monogram or Vel type backings to them. Mount them to the axles a lot easier. A lot of these, they're just, you really got to come up with a way to do it. See, like this one's got a really tiny hole here, a little hub, so they're a little bit of a challenge. In fact, on one of my recent projects with resin wheels, I just glued the tires and wheels to the inner fenders because it sat it down low, and it's the view I want. In fact, I'm going to show you that right now. I started this project right before I got hospitalized. And when I got home, I was finally able to lay paint on it and start building it. There's still more to go, a lot of bare metal, wiring the engine and all that good crap. But anyhow, it was this kit. The Buick Electra deuce and a quarter, as they'd call it in my hood. So I had it, and I bought these wheels from MCV. They're supposed to be Grand National wheels. So I'm thinking, well, Buick wheels. This is the Buick. Now mounting them was a challenge. I put these little brads in there and painted them black, and basically shoved them into the axle holes as a locator, but they still, because the inner fenders have a slant, the tires would have had a slant. So I basically glued them to the inner fenders, and it gives it a hell of a stance. And the paint really came out nice on this. I mean, you could probably see the reflection. This is, I didn't sand that, and I didn't rub that out. That's just 1K clear. And that's the Buick nail head engine in there. Let's come down here a little bit. I had one of these Cadillac type air cleaners to put on it. So, yeah, it's going to look pretty cool when it's done. Let's get down here and see the stance. But there she is. And I got the, what they call the Grand National wheels. I painted them with the like a pewter color. And then the outer ring I painted, I think I used a Tester's Chrome. So, yeah, that's one of my projects. Speaking of projects, this is a community question too. How many stalled or partial projects do you have total? I counted up earlier. Now, everything in this whole stack there is somewhere along the line started. Some are probably 95% done. Some are 9% done. But they've all been started. Plus, these are mostly group builds that are partially started or finished. There's a couple gifts in there I'm doing, and a couple commission builds I'm doing for people. And there's a couple commission builds right here. I got to get my butt moving on. In fact, I've been actually doing a lot of moving on it. But anyhow, I counted 45. So let's see what you got. Okay, I'm putting that question out there to the community. How many started, stalled, zombie kits, whatever you want to call them, do you have in your possession? And when I say started, if you glued the block together, if you primed the body and put it back in the box, it's a started kit. Actually, that Mustang right there, that's a commission build. But anyhow, yeah, I have quite a few. Oh, there's my Porsche for the Porsche group build. That's silver as a base coat for now. I got plenty of MCW paint here. I just got to drag the airbrush out on the side porch here. And since the weather's good now, it's not mega humid, I'm going to fire it up, get that painted, get my T-Bird from my group build, the 55, the Tri-5 group build, any brand Tri-5. It's not due till November, but still, I got the paint. I want to get it on there. I got a couple slot car bodies to finish up. And just a bunch of personal projects. I got a ton of them. And so I want to get to those. So yeah, that's my community question for you fellas. How many zombies do you have? How many partial kits? I mean, like this basically needs a lot of bare metaling. And, you know, oops, there goes that hood. But I can't believe how good that clear laid down. Now, granted, it wasn't really muggy, but it was kind of warm and sunny. I did this outside on the back porch, and the sun was beating directly down on it. So maybe that helps. Maybe it, you know, it lays out and like, you know, bonds up real quick. Because I did a couple bodies like that. I did this one outside too, with that 1K clear, and it just laid out better than it ever did. So, who knows? Nice hot sun might have something to do with it. But no, I'm sitting here. I'm going to try to get some projects done. I'm watching a bunch of YouTube videos and back to the job situation. I'll see what happens. I'd said this before in my last video. A buddy of mine called me yesterday, and he's going to try to help me out. His mom gets extra food and stuff from some service, so he's going to bring some of that over, so I have a few extra groceries. Mostly healthy stuff, but I could use that. And he's also going to help me with maybe a little side gig. A little bit extra money. Besides the slot car bodies and stuff. I'm selling, you know, a bunch of DVDs online now. And I took some out to sell them at the used store yesterday. And they didn't give me a whole lot. Because I want to make sure I get money in the bank so they don't turn my phone off in another week or so, because I need my phone. You know, it's kind of essential, because if I am going to get a job interview or anybody's going to call and I got to call them, I need a phone. It's also internet. Now, I also have home internet, and I just paid that the other day to keep that on. It's a funny thing about internet. When internet first came out decades ago for us, it was a toy. You know, I used it for nothing more than looking up bullshit websites and jokes and porn and, looking, hey, I wonder if this band has a website. And yeah, I remember the early websites and all that. But now the internet is almost a necessity. I mean, because, so many jobs you got to apply there that way. Hell, I was in the Family Dollar a while back, and there's a computer next to the register, and I'm checking out, and some girl comes in and asks, hey, do you have applications? He goes, no. He goes, we don't do it that way anymore. You got to do it online. He pointed to the computer, and she had to sit down and, fill out application online there. So, yeah, it's really kind of ironic how everything's changed to where the internet's almost a necessity now. Pay bills and do whatever else, and it's almost like, it's not a toy anymore. You basically need it. So I want to keep those up. My brother-in-law was kind enough to loan me some cash to keep my car insurance alive. Excuse me, because I was driving without it for a while, and that's kind of dangerous because you get busted without it, and that could be a big fine and all that stuff, and it's going to cost me more money. So he loaned me some cash. He's said he's not in a hurry to get paid back, but I really hate borrowing money. Oh God, it's really bad. But anyhow, so I got a few projects going. I'm not totally bored. Plus, I got some die-cast projects I kind of want to get finished here and give them over to Nas for the next auction. That kind of thing. So, basically, excuse me again. Where the hell is this coming from? I felt fine earlier. This coming week here, since I'm probably going to be home again, unless I find a job or my current job calls me back, might try to get some yard work done. Just gentle. It's basically, cutting the grass is basically walking with a mower. And the mower is self-propelled, so I don't really have to push it. I have to fight it a little bit on the hill out front. I got a slope and some rocks to go around, but other than that, though, it's mostly flat. And the funny thing is, the yard itself really don't need cut, but the devil strip, if you know what that is, that's the tree lawn or the area between the sidewalk and the curb. Depending on what part of the country you're from, you may not know a devil strip. But anyhow, yeah, that is high, and there's this thing on the side of the house here between the edge of my driveway and the neighbor's house. The rainwater, what little we've had, must flow off the driveway and really feed that grass. There's sections of it that's probably over a foot high, so I really got to fire up the mower and hack that. Then I got all the shrubs out back here. Well, in fact, you know what? Why talk about it? Let me kill this light on the camera. Come on. There we go. We don't need that. There's my DVD collection, some of which I'm trying to sell. This really sucks. Here's my nice door. Oh, by the way, the doorknob broke. So when I go out now, I got to go out the side door and lock that deadbolt because I don't have the key for this deadbolt, and the doorknob, I closed it the one day and it wouldn't open. This would turn, but the bolt wouldn't move. So I had to pry it open, and I removed the guts. So I got to go buy a new doorknob or doorknob set. But again, I don't have the money for that right now. But as you can see, these shrubs here go all the way up to here. Normally you could see the fence. I trim that twice a year. I trim it in the spring and I trim it in the fall. Well, this spring I never made it home from the doctor visit. I went to the hospital and I got home and it wasn't quite this high then, because I got home on the 15th of July, but it's grown a lot since. And there's no way I'm lifting hedge clippers up there to do that. I'm feeling better now. I could probably get to it this week. I think I can manage it, but yeah, I got to cut that. And there's shrubs over here that got to be cut down. All that stuff by the garage. Like I said, the lawn's not really that high. It's got a couple weeds that have popped up. But yeah, go down here. Here's that side yard I'm talking about next to the driveway here. Yeah, look at the grass here. I don't know if it's going to show on film or not, or on video, but it's really high. There's places it's a foot high. And then the devil strip out front by the street there, it's high, but the main lawn, I mean, it could use it, but it doesn't need it. It's really weird how, like, we haven't had a lot of rain here. But I also got to clean this pigsty. My neighbor was nice enough to pick up some of these downed limbs and branches and trunks I had. Believe it or not, shit like this just fell off the trees. So he cut it up with a saw. And what I was intending on doing before I got hospitalized was take 1 or 2 or 3 every day or every couple days in my truck to work and throw them in the dumpster. Well, that never happened. And when I got home, I'm not capable of lifting anything like that. But then in the meantime, my stupid yard, there's some twigs there that fell, and then look at all that. So I gotta get out there with the saw and cut those up in shorter pieces. There's another one there, and it hasn't even been storming that bad. That's how rotted these damn trees are. So yeah, and if you look on the neighbor's roof, let me zoom in. Yeah, there's part of my tree on her roof, but I don't have a ladder to get up there right now, so I'm probably gonna have to borrow one and get that off her roof for her. Oh, there's more tree down over there. See it? Oh God. So yeah, this is what I got to look forward to. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better. You see all that shrubbery's all overgrown. That's overgrown. Oh man, this damn operation and hospitalization really put a damper on my summer. Oh, I gotta trim these hedges. I usually trim these once a year, or twice a year. Usually once in the spring and once in the fall. Well, this year it'll probably only be once. It'll probably be this week, and that'll probably be it for the year. But it's normally not this high and that overgrown. You can see how it's all sprouting out from it and everything else. But this was all shit I was intending to do. In fact, I was intending to do the weekend after I got, because it was a Wednesday that I got put in the hospital. I was like, oh, you know, maybe after work I'll trim this, and this weekend I'll do this. And well, so much for that. I never got home from the hospital. But yeah, now that I'm down on the ground, you can see how high this is. Normally I trim it to where it's just above this fence, and you can actually see the fence. I usually trim it down because most of it's on that side of the fence. So I kind of trim it all even and flush, and I haven't gotten to that. I got vines growing up the porch. Oh God, I'm gonna be out here for hours and days trying to get this yard caught up. You know, it's not like I have the money to pay a yard service to come in and take care of this crap. Believe me, I would if I could. But anyhow, yeah, that's it. On the bright side, I did have the IV thing in my tube. I had that taken out earlier this week, so I don't have to inject myself anymore. All the meds that they sent home with me, the doctor told me to cease and desist on those. So thank God. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Go back in here for now. And like I said, I'm just watching YouTube videos and trying to get caught up on a few things. This one here is a commission build. I got this version because I like the wheels and tires better than the MPC. Now, hood, roof, and trunk stripes are painted on. Guys, the decals are 3 pieces or 4. You have a cowl. Well, actually, it's 5. You have the header, and then you have 3 pieces, or 2 or 3 for the hood itself. You're supposed to do the scoop and then fold it over and put the rest of this over, but they don't have an opening for the vents. You'd have to cut that out or try to use a bunch of solvent set to set it down in there and get those grooves back. So I just painted it on. I painted the rockers. I have the decals to do the other stripes. Hopefully they're good. Hopefully they don't break up in water because, you know, this is an older kit. I got the dash two-toned. I got to do all the details on it yet. I got some of the chassis painted and the core support and stuff like that. I mean, there's the chassis. So that's coming along. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. I'm definitely not lacking of things to do. But sometimes you get a little burnt out on this too. Anybody that does this understands. You start going cross-eyed, you get tired. So anyhow, but that's where I'm at. I'm hoping to get some of my personal projects done by September 21st or 22nd, because there's a swap meet / contest over in Hermitage, Sharon, whatever you want to call it, Sharon Hermitage area, IPMS show. So I like to go to that and enter and hang out for the day. Plus I got shit I could sell. So, wow, I've taken up 25 minutes of your time already talking about models in my yard and my health. But yeah, I'm slowly feeling much better, but I'm still limited on what I can do. I'd like to get back to my existing job and see if I could do it. Because I know my job. I don't have to learn nothing new. If I can't do it, then I got to find something else, or I got to grab an attorney and see if I can get disability if I'm really bad. But I don't know what I'm going to feel or not. And here comes Deuce. Say hi, Deuce. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to feel or what I'm not going to feel. And so in the meantime, I'm just going to hope unemployment accepts my claim this time and gives me some bucks. That would be nice. Between that and my side gigs, I should be okay until I get going. But I don't know what's going to happen. Deuce, do you really have to be... Oh, wait a minute. Let me get this in here. Come on. Deuce. I'm not using... what is with this computer or this phone? It says the light's not available using ultra-wide lens. I don't know what it means. Okay, now let's try it. Oh, there it is. There's Deuce. He's here. Okay, people. Well, I'm going to take off and go do whatever. So, hey, thanks for watching. And I'm going to get my butt moving on some of this. So, talk to you later. From me and the Deuceinator, bye-bye.